Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Math with Audrey with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. I'm just surviving the heat as best I can. It's not as bad as it has been, but I am here. So, before we kind of get started, I know you don't want to hear this, but today is the 1st of July. Like, where is the time going? For some of you guys are heading back to school in about a month. For some of you guys, it will be here in less than 2 months. I know. So while you're out and about, make sure you're enjoying, make sure you're resting and replenishing. But for those that are taking some college classes, hey, this is how I can help you and assist you. All right, so I do have some tutoring sessions available. I do have some notebooks which can assist you, and I'm going to show you a couple things. But if you're thinking about taking your GED and your ASVAB and you don't know where to start, hey, I have some self-paced courses that you can take. And after the self-paced course, or even during it, you can get some assistance with my quick tutoring just to make sure that you are on task. All right? Now it's time for you to take responsibility for this learning. So let's get it. Let's go. All right. So as you guys are coming on in, make sure you tapping away so I can say hello to everyone, so I can stop being rude in the beginning of all my lives. All right. So, hey, Coach, how are you? Welcome on in. Hello, everyone. Hey, Jupiter. Hey, Kaden, I see you. Hello, Robert. Hello, Deb. Hello. All right, so what we are working on. I know, did I scare you? Some people came in, ran out. It's okay. Sweet Sage, hey, welcome on in. So what we're working on today, we're going to be looking at interval notation. So not too long ago, I got a call from one of my new followers, and they're saying they're currently taking a college math class, and they had their midterm and it had the interval notations on there, and she said, you know what, we were never taught the interval notation, and it was mostly the test. And I was like, okay, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to show you interval notation, right? So if anything, being rude, some people just throw it in there. I just, I like to kind of put it out there. It's fine, Jess. It's fine. I'm so over everything. It's not even funny anymore. So, but go ahead, tap up. Let's see if we can get to 1K. And hey, Hum, how are you? I'm doing okay so far. So far, so good. So, how are you? So if you are new, please welcome in, say hi. Don't just keep watching and stalking. We all kind of want to keep learn from each other, and that's what it is. If you are new to my channel or new to my spot, almost put June. I basically like to teach certain concepts of math, and I do it step by step. So if you're a type of person that you want the answer just like this is not the live for you. If you are a type of person that you've always struggled in math and you just want someone to kind of help you out because you're trying to help teach your kids or your grandkids, this is the live for you. If you are trying to raise your ASVAB score and you're just like, I keep getting stuck at 30s or in the 20s, this is the live for you. Or if you always have math questions, but you're always afraid to ask it because you didn't want to seem like you're dumb, or you didn't want that negative attention, this is the live for you. So this is a nice safe space for you to ask your questions, and to maybe even ask hey, Audrey, is there any way that one day you can do this topic? Because I'm really struggling with this. Never know, because other place, which I cannot say, which is nameless, okay, I have a recording of all my lives, okay, ever since February. If you go here, You can take a look at all of my recordings. And you never know, we might already address the topic, but I don't mind addressing it again. All right? And it is free, so you don't have to worry. All right. So, wow, we doubled up our goal. Let's go. Okay, so with interval notation, it's just basically you're using a set of symbols to help you break down or help you to figure out, like, say, inequalities and where you're going to go and where you're going to stop. So let's say less than or greater than. You always use the parentheses, whereas less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're using brackets. Now, the parentheses means unbounded. Have you ever gotten into like one of those human bubble things and you can push your hand and your hand can stretch a little bit outwards? So that means it's not solid. You know, you could go up to as close as you can to that number, even like the 0.0000000000001, all that stuff. Whereas a bracket, it's like a wall, okay? Last time I checked, we're not superhuman and we're not walking through walls just yet. Give us time, right? You never know, we might evolve into that. But it's almost like a bracket. It's like a wall, almost like a prison cell. Right? You can get as close as you can to that wall, but you will not be able to get through it. Now, the thing that you need to understand is negative infinity and positive infinity is always unbounded. When it has your equal to, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, that is bounded. Okay? You're in that spot. That's all she wrote. That's all you're going to go. Now, when you list it inside of your sets, you always put the lowest number first. Okay, so we're going to use a couple examples. So I'm going to go from inequality notation. So I'm going to go from inequality, and then I'm going to see if I can slide over just a hair to get with the interval notation. All right. So for my inequality, let's see. So let's go x is greater than -1. So I'm representing the numbers kind of starting with -1, but not including. It's almost like my childhood. You would have people that are like, hey, Audrey, come hang out with us. But then when they want to do something that's really fun, they don't include you. So you're in the mix, but not really. I know, that was so sad of a memory. You're in the mix, but you're not really a part of it, right? So, but I'm going to deal with numbers from -1 all the way to what's called positive infinity. So I'm dealing with my greater thans, okay? So since we have our first lowest number is going to be a -1, that's the first number we're going to put in the interval, because I'm going starting at -1 and I'm going all the way up to infinity. So there's no stopping, okay? Where I do the interval notation, I'm going to start at -1 and I'm going to go to infinity. Now, this is when the parentheses and the brackets are going to come in. Since we just have greater than, that means I'm going to put parentheses around the -1 because I'm starting at -1, but I'm not including it. And I'm going all the way to positive infinity. Now, positive infinity, remember, infinity does not have any boundaries. So the infinity symbols will always, and I do mean always, be unbounded. So we'll have a parenthesis. So this is the same meaning as this. Okay, so we're not including -1, but we're starting with it. And then we're going all the way to negative infinity. So let's try another one. If I have x is greater than or equal to 3. Now what's different with this one is I am starting with 3 and I am going all the way to positive infinity. But since I have the equal to symbol, that means I'm including the 3. So if I want it as an interval notation, again, my lowest number is going to be the 3 because I'm going all the way to positive infinity. So I have my 3, comma, my infinity. The infinity is always unbounded. But since it was greater than or equal to, if you can recall, greater than or equal to, we're dealing with the brackets. So that means I'm putting a bracket around the 3. So I'm including the 3, but I'm going all the way to positive infinity. Okay, so let me take a pause and see how you guys are doing. Okay. Hey, Jazz, how are you? Thank you for the YouTube. No problem, Deb. Okay, can you restart? Let's see. I have that memory too. I know, right? Like down. It's like, hey, Janice. Hey, Danny. How are you? Okay. All right. So we got the brackets and parentheses. I'm confused. Can you explain again? I will. All right, Jess. Hello, everyone. Please let's double tap. Thank you, Jess. Okay, Layla. If it's because, hold on, got some more. The sign is pointing to the 3. Because since the sign is greater than, yes, that's why you're going all the way to positive infinity. Okay, I'm all right. All right, so let's try again. Okay, all eyes on me. So let's go with this example. So we have x is less than or equal to -4. Okay. So less than or equal to you have to be careful of, because we are starting with -4. But we're dealing with numbers that are less than -4 all the way to negative infinity. So my lowest number is not going to be -4. Negative infinity is going to be my lowest number. Okay? So since we got less than, it's pointing to the left. That's less than. So if I were to write this as an interval notation, remember I always say, start with the lowest number first, which will be negative infinity. And regardless if the infinity is positive or negative, it is unbounded. So it will always have a parenthesis. So where are we going? We're going up to -4. And since it said less than or equal to, anytime it has a line underneath, that's including that -4. So that's why I'm putting a bracket around it. Okay. So how was that, Jameson? Is that all right? Are you still here? Okay. Welcome on in, everyone. Welcome on in. Okay. Okay, so far so good, huh? All right. So when do you add the bracket? Anytime it has an equal to, Like, so if it is less than or equal to, or even greater than or equal to, it's always going to be surrounded by a bracket. Okay. Big clarity? Good. Okay, no problem. No problem. Trust me, got a whole, I don't know, 4 pages worth of examples just in case. Try to be prepared. All right. So, let me start with, let's see, with this. So if I said x is less than 0. Okay, so if I'm saying x is less than 0, that means you kind of have to think about the number line. And I think that's one of the things is the inequality signs are throwing people off because people always mix up which is greater than, which is less than. Now, less than, it looks like a L that has been up too late, a little dragging, okay? And also, its vertex is pointing to the left. Whereas a greater than symbol looks like something's rising up, and it's pointing to the right. And if you think about it, the numbers to the right of the number line are positive and they're greater. The numbers to the left of a number line are less than, are smaller. Okay? Okay? Yes. Good, hum. There you go. So now I'm starting with 0 and I'm dealing with all the numbers that are less than 0. So it's going all the way to negative infinity. So negative infinity is going to be my smallest number in comparison to 0. With that being said, that's why the negative infinity should be first, and that is a parenthesis, and the number we want to go to on the right is 0. And since it doesn't have a line underneath, that means this is going to be a parenthesis. So it's going up to 0, but it's never going to equal 0. You can get as close as it can without equaling. All right. Okay. No. All right. Well, thank you, Layla. Appreciate that. All right. Of course. I got you. Like I said, I got 4 pages here. Got 4 pages. All right. Now, what happens if they do something like this? I'm not practicing my penmanship. That actually means something. Okay, that actually means something. Yeah, but you never know. Am I going to go through all 4 pages? No. Okay, you're struggling with college algebra? Layla, talk to me. Message me. I definitely have time. Okay. This means for my x-axis, which is the same as a number line, okay, the number line from left to right is basically your x-axis. So here's my 0, here's positive infinity, here's negative infinity. Okay. This is saying it's dealing with all of the numbers. Okay? It's going from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity. Some might recognize it with this symbol, the double R. Okay, so the double R, that means all real numbers. So if they ever give you something like this and you have to put it as an interval notation, well, my lowest number is going to be negative infinity. My highest number is going to be positive infinity. So that means we have negative infinity, positive infinity. And we both know that the infinities always have a parenthesis. That's how you represent all real numbers as an interval notation. I know, it kind of looks like a face. Yes, so all real numbers. Yes. Okay. Aren't you supposed to put the open circle and shade? That is only for inequality, not for intervals. Intervals don't have open circles or closed dots. They have parentheses and brackets. Okay, and you do always put your smallest number first, which this case will be a negative infinity. Okay, good. So like if I can backtrack for a second, if I were to graph this inequality here, I'm going to put it pretty small. You got your number line, you have your -1. Since it's not equal to, you would do a circle. And since you're dealing with all the numbers that are greater than -1, you would shade to the right. Okay, all the way to positive infinity. That's what the interval notation is telling you. If I did the same for the next one, okay, this was greater than or equal to, so that means this is a dot. And since it's greater than, that means I'm shading to the right. Same thing is being said here, where it includes the 3, hence the dot, and it goes all the way to positive infinity, hence the shading. Okay. All right. Sure, not a problem. Yeah, so like the dot in the open circle goes with the inequalities, but interval goes with the parentheses and brackets. All right, so let me put that red back. What happens if they have something like this? We have -5 less than x less than or equal to 10. Ooh, what's going on here? All right. See, ACT questions, you're going to have to go to my tutoring for that. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I love that gift. Rainmaker, thank you. All right. So, what's different with this one? I guess we can compare it with this one, with the previous ones. What's different with the red one to the black one? Okay, close, Kaya. Just get rid of the X. We don't need the X's because the X's are understood because we're only using the X-axis. Okay, so you're right there. All right, thanks for the follow, guys. Okay, the variable, right? We got a variable in here. So we're saying that we have what's called like end bookends. I don't know if some of you guys know what a bookend is, but it used to be a device that will keep your books together. Some of them are like shapes of animals. If you like see any of the old murder mysteries, and you look at the bookcases, and then you see like a couple books, and it's sandwiched between like two ornaments that usually looks like a lion or a bear or, I don't know, squirrels, and one facing one way, the other one facing the other way. Okay, those are bookends. Okay, so they just kind of keep your books together, and they're at the ends of both sides of the book. So here we also have bookends. We have from a -5 to 10. So my -5, that's going to be my lowest number. So we're basically saying there's two inequalities happening here at the same time. We have one inequality that's saying x is greater than -5. And the other inequality is saying x is less than or equal to 10. Okay, so this is when people have, well, it's called a compound inequality. Okay, so when you have two inequalities merged into one. So I go from x is greater than, because I have to read it in reverse, x is greater than -5, and then the other one is x is less than or equal to 10. So if I were to graph that, my lowest number will be the -5. My highest number will be the 10. So going back to that whole graphing with open circles and closed dots, the -5, that will have an open circle. Whereas on the 10, it will be a dot. The reason why x is less than or equal to 10, hence the dot. X is greater than -5, so it's not including -5, hence the circle. But if we think about the graphing, x is greater than -5, so I'm dealing with numbers that are larger than -5. Okay, so that would be all these numbers, all the way up to positive infinity. But then we have this is saying x is less than or equal to 10. So if I start here at 10, I can deal with all these numbers. And what you would notice that the numbers in between is what they both have in common. So you want to have something that represents when they overlap. So how to do it at an interval notation. Slide over a bit. I write down my two bookends, which is a -5 and a 10. And then remember, the -5, it was open, so that means this is a parenthesis. And my 10, it had less than or equal to, so that will be a bracket. Okay. 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 Never heard of it? Yep. It's there. Okay. So the easiest way to remember from inequalities to interval notation is you just take the two ends, -5 and the 10, because -5 is less than 10. Since the -5 is next to just less than, so it'll be a parenthesis, and the 10 is next to a less than or equal to will give me that bracket, and that's how you would do the interval notation. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's try another one like that. All right, so before we get to another one like that, let's see if we can get to 14. If we can get to 14K, that will be amazeballs. All right. Whenever the variable is in the middle, do we need to reverse? If you go from the middle to the left, yes, because your signage will always be less than. Okay? You can't do it when your inequalities are going in two different directions. No. Okay? So when you're going to the left, it's always going to be the opposite. It's always going to be inverted. Okay? Not a problem. All right. Almost at 14. So while you guys are tapping away, okay, do not forget, if you need any assistance, if you are struggling, someone said they were struggling with college algebra, you don't have to struggle anymore. I can help you. It's almost like I'm like pulling teeth. I'm like, guys, hi, I can do this, right? I can help you out. All right, so if you're thinking about getting your GED and you're not sure where to start, or you did a program but that was like months ago and you really don't know where to start off again, or even the ASVAB, I do have self-paced courses, okay? Everything right now for the month of July, I'm keeping right now at the basis, but August 1st, all of these prices are going to go up. It's almost like going up to its basic original form. So the courses right now, they're running either $147 or $197. Now the $197 you will get if you need it, which most of the time, sometimes people need it, for 30-minute tutoring sessions. That's a part of it. The $147 will just give you the course, and then if you have a random question, you can always bring that random question to me. You can email it to me or text it to me, and then I will definitely return it back. But like if you want the actual, hey, let's sit down, and I also am going to offer, like, small group, if you have like quick questions. I think they call it office hours. So if you want office hours, that will be available. But they come with videos, instructional videos. I do the videos, okay? I have practice sheets on there. I have quizzes on there. Even if you're thinking about like, I have a kid that needs help with algebra and they're going into high school. Boom, get them started on this course. And then if you need further assistance, say after the 4 30-minute sessions and you want further assistance, then we'll do more tutoring at additional cost. Lock yourself in now. Lock yourself in this month, because I will be coming up with like some new stuff and some new advances. So let's just get it locked in at this point at that service. All right, so let's go. Now, what happens if we have 0 less than x less than 7? All right, think about what we did last time. So we got the inequality, then over here we're going to put the interval notation. Okay, let's see what you can get. Let's see what you can get. Pog is saying 0,7 with parentheses around it. Parentheses in the front and bracket in the back. Okay, go ahead, put your answers in the chat and see what you can do. Because don't worry, guys, it's a safe space. If you're wrong, we'll make the corrections. If you're right, yay, we'll celebrate you. It's not, it's not Squid Games. We're not going to be like, and just kill you off. Like, we're not going to do that, okay? It's all right. So you're saying parentheses in the front and back, okay? Coach is saying 0,7 parentheses. I know. You're still lost? So what are the numbers that are front and back, Janice? What are the numbers that are front and back? Okay, 0 and 7. Good. So now just separate the 0 and the 7 with the comma. Then you look at the inequalities. If it doesn't have a line underneath, that means we're using parentheses. If it does have a line underneath, then we're using brackets. What do you think we're going to have with this one? That's it. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, yeah, that's it. So we have our 0. We have our 7. There you go. Both of them don't have a line underneath, so that means it's a parenthesis and a parenthesis. So this is interval notation to your inequality. That's it. Godfellow, what do we have? X is any number larger than 0 and less than 7. Yes. Yep, that's all it's saying. All right. So now, let's see. Let me do 3 more, and then I'm going to flip the script. I don't want to flip it just yet. So if I said -3 less than or equal to x less than 5, what is this as interval notation? Less than 5. What is this as interval notation? Okay, sorry. Okay. Here we go. All right, so Godfellow is saying -3, 5, bracket, parenthesis. Okay, Brendan is saying bracket -3, 5, parenthesis. Laurel, -3 and 5, bracket with the -3, parenthesis with the 5. Good. All right. I'm waiting. I got you. Take your time. So Ben Timmy says bracket -3, 5, parenthesis. Hum is saying -3, 5, bracket, parenthesis. Nicole, how are you? Just make sure it is I think you probably just hit the shift key, but I think that's supposed to be a comma. All right. All right, the skin diary. Ooh, interesting. So -3, 5. Yes, okay. With the bracket and the parenthesis. All right. You okay, Coach? There she is. Okay, so bracket -3, 5, parenthesis. Yes. All you're doing is taking the ends, the bookends. So you have -3, that's your lowest number, and you have 5, which is your highest number. Since there is a line underneath your less than sign, the -3 is going to carry that bracket. Since your less than 5 does not have a line underneath, then it is a parenthesis. All right. Okay. And how about this? Oops. Almost didn't switch pens yet. Okay, what is this in interval notation? No, you won't be able to use it for ors. Unless you break it up, which I'll show you. I'm going to show you. Godfellow. Yep. But you got to do something else with it. But you will have to do something else with it. All right. So, okay. I know sometimes it's hard to put the infinity sign. All right. So we got, if it's the infinity sign, we have infinity -8. Hey, user cutie. We have infinity with 8. We have negative infinity with 8. We have negative infinity 8. We have negative infinity with 8. And we have negative infinity with 8. Okay. So the less than inequality doesn't change because it's negative. Yeah, so it's dealing with numbers that are less than or equal to 8. And it's going all the way down to negative infinity. There you go, Godfella. Fella. All right, good. All right, so if we think about it, 8 is going to be your largest number. And we're dealing with everything that's less than 8. So that's taking me to negative infinity. So if we're doing our inequality, my lowest number always goes first. So that's my negative infinity. And we're going up to positive 8. But infinity, this is the thing. It doesn't depend on positive or negative. It doesn't matter. Infinity doesn't have a boundary, so it's always going to be parentheses. But with the less than or equal to, that's going to be with the 8. So that is going to be a bracket. So infinities, no matter what, if it's positive or negative, it's always going to have a parenthesis. Okay, oops. Not that one, the last one. Okay. All right. So, starting to flip the script just a little bit. Just a hair. Just a little bit. Right. Yeah, sometimes if you can't type it, you can just hit INF. I will understand. Okay. Now, what happens? Told you, I got 4 pages of this stuff. What happens if I say x cannot equal, let's say -6? It could be anything. Now, we talked about real numbers. So it could be any number in the world, okay? From positive infinity to negative infinity. But it can't equal -6. Okay? You can be anything you want. You could be Brittany, you could be Bobby, you could be Jermaine, you can be anywhere you want, but you can't be Audrey. Okay? Gotcha. So that means I can go from negative infinity to 6. -6, sorry. But I can't equal -6. And I can go from -6 all the way up to positive infinity. But it can't equal -6. So we can take this in two ways. This is going to help us with, I think it's called set notation, which is called a union. Okay, we're going to be doing a union, meaning we're going to go from negative infinity, because that's the lowest number, to -6. Negative infinity will always get a parenthesis. Now, since it cannot equal -6, it's not going to be a bracket. Because remember, being a bracket means you're included. You are in the rat pack, okay? You are in the club. Right now, you're in the room with the same cool kids, but you're not in their group. So this will be a parenthesis. But I need to represent the numbers that are greater than -6. So I'm going to start over here with the -6. And I'm going to go all the way to positive infinity. Again, not in this club. And infinity knows no boundaries. But in order for me to join that so it can be represented, I need to use my union shape. That's a little advanced. So someone asked me, I think it was Godfella, asked me, can I have an or? Yes, you can. By establishing your union. Okay. So negative numbers go on forever? Yes, they do. Just as much as positive. Okay. I'm seeing that. Okay. Yep. A lot advanced. Yes. Yes. So we have two intervals unionized. It's almost like this is one classroom. And you ever see like a classroom that's separated? Or actually, let me put it this way. When you have two bedrooms that has that Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle, they can share that restroom. But this is one room and this is another room. But what they're doing is they can share. So once in a while, this person can kind of sneak over here. And this person once in a while can sneak through here if you go through the bathroom. That was interesting. I don't know. That just popped in my head. Because I never would have used that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I tried to make it a little more visual for people. Just tried to do all that. All right. Why does infinity start negative? Well, careful. I'm not sure if you were here for this part. So you always start with the lowest number if you're ever doing interval set. You always start with the lowest number. So negative infinity, that's the lowest of the low that you can go. So if you ever want to insult somebody, I'm like, I want you to go to the deepest part of negative infinity. That will be damn. You don't like that person at all. He's just like, I just want you to go into the deepest darks of parts of negative infinity. See how that goes. All right. So this is the lowest number that we can go. And we always are progressing upward from left to right. Because if you think of a number line, okay, I can use this. So if I think of a number line, we have our 0, which happens to, that's when we start dividing from positive numbers to negative numbers, okay? Think about just the whole origins of numbers itself. First, we have our counting numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and we keep going. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's my negative 5s. So we have our counting numbers. Then when the 0 comes in, then we had our whole numbers. And then we have our integers. So this one's going all the way to positive infinity. This one's going all the way to negative infinity. Okay? Hence the arrows. Now, when we do our interval notation, we always want to start from the lowest going up to the highest. Just like how we read here in the States. We read from left to right. So we want to go from the lowest number up to the highest number. Okay. No, seriously. Go ahead. Give it a try. Go lower than hell? Yep. Negative infinity. Right? Give it a try. It will blow, like, seriously, they will stop and look at you for 5 seconds like, oh, she don't like me. Yes. Just add that in there. All right. Couldn't scroll without commenting. I appreciate that, Yolanda. All right. Okay, so let's do one more like this. Let's make sure that we're solidifying what we just learned on this part. I'm going to keep it in black. And then we're going to go x is equal or not equal to 1. Okay. Use the previous one as a guide. Okay. That's okay. No problem. Not sure what I'm doing tonight, but I'll be here tonight at, I think I need to change it back to 9:30. I need to go to bed early. This staying up late stuff is crazy. Okay, so Pog's saying the whole is 1. Yes. Okay. You haven't gotten to this type of math? All right, no problem. So, just sit, watch, relax. But I appreciate you commenting. That's cool. Okay, Jess, 9:30? Yeah, I'm really feeling that. Just a little extra half an hour just for me to debrief and go to bed at a somewhat decent hour. Because I like to go to the gym in the mornings instead of the afternoons and evenings. Just me being selfish. So I'm looking at 9:30 p.m. I'll make an announcement. Okay, so we got part of it. Okay, so some of us are giving me the negative infinity to make sure it's a positive one. Okay, so you're giving me part of it. What's the other part? Okay, there we go, Coach. There she is. She's like, yes. Yes, you definitely have to give me that right side. Okay, so we gone from negative infinity to 1. And if it can't equal 1, so then we have 1 is going up to positive infinity. So it can be any number except for 1. So this is why we're going to go from negative infinity to 1. And then 1 to positive infinity. And what we're going to do is we're going to union. A nice U. So if you ever see an SAT, someone asked me about ACTs. ACTs, SATs. This U means union. Okay? We're looking at, it's almost like a family reunion. Think about it. Family reunion, you got a whole bunch of people. Most of them you don't even know. Hell, I don't even think the parents know. Some people just sneak in those family reunions, take a plate, and do what they gotta do. Party crashers. But let's say actual family. They come from all around to meet at one particular place, playing cards, doing music, all that stuff. For me, I don't like doing any of that. Okay? But for the most part, they all come. So when union is like, what is the numbers that all is associated with all the numbers? So it's associated with everything except for that one, because the one is being represented in both of the spaces. So think about it. If this was a bedroom and this was a bedroom and this is a bathroom, that Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle, you can't have one person in both rooms at the same time. Not possible. I don't care if you're a twin. Don't try that. It's not possible. Okay? You physically cannot be in two rooms at the same time. So this is what it cannot be. So if they ask you to think it the other way, like say, what does this interval notation tell me? Well, I noticed that 1 is being represented in both of the parentheses. That means it can't equal 1. Okay. Do I teach private? Yes, I do. Go ahead and message me, because I have openings. Do not be afraid. Okay? Now, just like I just mentioned, we're going to flip the script. Okay? So she's like, oh no, we're just about to flip and stuff. Yes. So this time, I'm going to give you the interval notation. And you're going to try to tell me what the inequality will be. So I'm going to write example.itl. We're going to do a couple of these. All right. So let's see if today's goal, if we can get to 40, that will be amazing. I know there's 57 of us. I lied, 58. We can get up to like 40. Okay? Can we get that? Losing brain cells, then gaining them. That's good. That means that brain is working. All right. So if I have parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, 6. What would this be as an inequality? Take a moment to think. Think about what we're doing. But that's fine. It's moving. It's moving information, is absorbing, is taking things in. Okay? Notice a couple people left. Don't leave because you think, oh, it's going to get hard. I got to leave now. That's all right. Guys, you're not going to get judged. Like, seriously. All right? So, Pog is saying x is less than 6. The skin diary, might want to check that symbol once again. Okay? So Coach is saying x is less than 6. For your eyes only. Yes, I know. Everyone's like, I'm like, come on. Okay. Kia's saying x is less than 6. Use acute is x is less than 6. Laurel is saying x is less than 6. Nicole is saying x is less than 6. We have infinity. Infinity is involved. But what would, if I'm going to negative infinity, is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller? If I'm going to negative infinity. Okay. Skin Dyer say x is less than 6. There you go. Hum says x is greater than 6. Okay. No. Okay. No. Okay. All right. I'll see you tonight. So it's not getting larger. If I'm going to negative infinity, I'm going down to the left. It's getting smaller. So I'm dealing with numbers that are smaller than 6. Hence, x, because we don't know what the number is, less than 6. Then I look at the parenthesis on the 6. If it's a parenthesis, that means I'm not drawing a line underneath my inequality. Because infinity is always going to have a bracket, so that's not really going to help us too much. Except for if it's going to negative infinity, it's going less than. That helped us with the sign. But the 6, the parenthesis with the 6, helped us to say, okay, we don't need a line underneath the inequality because we had a parenthesis. Okay, so that's when you really know something, if you can do it in reverse. All right, so let's try this one. I'll keep it in the blue for a second. Okay, what would this be as an inequality? Yep, it could be open. Yeah, so for the previous one, it will be less than, and less than points to the left. Left less. That was for the previous one. Okay. They're all saying x is greater than or equal to 6. Okay, yes, it will be closed. And remember, the open closed works for the interval notation. Well, what would its symbol be for the inequalities? For the inequalities. Yep, it is going to be greater because it's going to positive infinity. So coach is saying x is greater than or equal to 6. Good. Timmy is x is greater than or equal to 6. Is that errado? We'll see this in the GED. Yes, you will. Okay. I'm saying 6 is greater than or equal to infinity. So if we don't know the symbol, we're going to use x. Yep. Okay, you agree. So now here, we're saying that positive infinity, that's the largest number you can deal with. So that's giving me a greater than symbol. So I'm saying something is greater than 6. But then I look at the 6 and I notice it's a bracket. So that means they're including the 6. So if they're including the 6, it's going to be a line underneath it. Okay. Anytime they're giving you infinity symbols, you're just going to have like one number involved and then your signage. Whew. Oh, that explains it. I was like, I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm like, why am I getting lightheaded? That's weird. And I'm like, oh, because I haven't eaten yet. Been working all day. All right. So yes, x is greater than or equal to 6. There you go. Shut down for momentarily. Not a problem. All right, let's see if we can get it to 40. Come on, give it a little tap. I think it's because the music's not on. Don't ask me why. I totally forgot to turn the music on. All right. Okay. All right, we can definitely do this. There's 55 of us. Let's see if we can get it up to, for me to do the next one, let's say like 32. This is like another K. Okay. The rain's coming again. Yeah, it was really brief last time. It's See you lives, but I can't wait to be among you guys. Just dropped in. Aw, thanks. I'll be live tonight at 9:30 if you can. If you want to come back. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but I'll figure it out. That's the way life is. Okay. What part of the city are you on? I'm on the east side. Oh, synthetic division? Ew, that'll be fun. Blow some more minds. That'd be kind of cool. You're back? All right. You chewed your gum? You got your gum in there? All right. West right now? Okay. Yeah, I'm right on the cusp of Baltimore County, but paying the hell out of Baltimore City taxes. The life. Okay, so let's try one more of these. So let's say negative infinity to 5. And I'm going to put a bracket. What would this be as an inequality? Use the previous ones to help guide you. And that's why I tried to leave this up here. Mama 3. Yes. Let's do this. Let's do it. Graphing functions again? Ooh, okay. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. And I got a 1 o'clock, so I won't be able to go 1 o'clock on Wednesday. I think I might just go tomorrow night. Okay. So tonight we'll do synthetic division. Tomorrow I can graph functions again. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, so coach, I'll do that tomorrow night. All right, so we have x is less than or equal to 5. 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 I think I saw that. Is greater than or equal to 5. Okay. So since we got negative infinity, it's not going to be more. It's actually going to be less. All right, Mr. B, hey. Okay. Hailing. Oh, good. Yes, 9:30. We'll do that tomorrow night. Okay, x is less than or equal to 5. X is less than or equal to 5. Yippee. I know. All right. So, since we're dealing with less than, here we go. Since we're dealing with negative infinity, that means I'm dealing with smaller numbers. So, it will be less than. And what we're dealing with is we're looking at 5. So some numbers is less than 5. But since the 5 has a bracket, that means we're including the 5. So that's where there's a line underneath. Okay, so we have that line underneath. So that will be the answer. Whoop, 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 and whoop. Okay, yes. Even more yippee. All right, so the gum is working. Nice. All right, so slightly a step up. Slightly, just a little slightly. If I say negative 10 and 8. Okay. Let's see what you guys can get first before I add my 2 cents. Think about the last time you saw two numbers. Okay. Ooh, very close. Very close, you two. Very close. There's something missing. There's something missing. So Pog says negative 10 less than x less than 8. Okay. Laurel's saying negative 10 less than x less than 8. Okay. Kai switched it to negative 10 less than x less than 8. Akai says all I think of is graphs. The Skin Diary says negative 10 less than x and less than 8. All right, one more answer and then I'll get started. Okay, so you're saying negative 10 less than 8 with a union of 8 less than or greater than equal to 10? Okay. So when they give us, the only time we do the union is when it's not equal to something. That's when we don't do the union, or that's when we do the union, when it's not equal to something. This time, they're giving us our two bookends. One of the bookends is a negative 10. The other bookend is a positive 8. So something has to be in the middle. And what's in the middle is our unknown, which is represented by x. Your signs and your symbols are always going to be less than. But we need to refer to the parentheses. If there are parentheses for both, which they are, that means we do not draw the line underneath the inequality. So your answer of negative 10 less than x less than 8 is correct. Okay, you had an arrow. Okay. All right, Qte, yes. Aki. Oh, Aki. Kind of reminds me of like Aki, but it's not Aki. It's Aki. Say it all again, please. Sure. So we have our two endpoints. We have negative 10 and we have 8. So all the while our unknown is our x. So we know that our number is somewhere between negative 10 and negative 8. We're always going to use a less than symbol. So it's never going to switch up to greater than, or one's going to be greater than, one's going to be less than. No, it's always less than. But then I'm looking at the parentheses, knowing that anything with a parentheses is not going to be included. So that means we're just going to have the less than symbols without the line underneath. Why always less than? Well, if I cover up, this is actually saying my number is going to be less than 8. But when I cover up over here, we're saying that negative 10 is less than x. That means my x value is going to be larger than 10. So we're trying to have it fit in the middle. We're trying to say what we're looking for. Let's say negative 10 is here. Say positive 8 is here. So if I can go back to the olden days of graphing our inequality, we have an open circle on negative 10 and on 8. And we're trying to say that the numbers less than 8 is right here. And the numbers that are larger than 10, like negative 10 is less than our numbers, so that means we're dealing with negative numbers. So where it overlaps, that's going to be roughly where our solutions are going to be. Okay? So it's always going to be a less than symbol. Remember, it's two inequalities wrapped up into one. So it could be 9, it could be 9.5, it could be 9.777, it could be 9.74647, it could be 0, it could be 1.022597, it could be all that. So by having the inequalities, that will save you from trying to find each and every single solitary number that falls between negative 10 and a positive 8. That's why we do the shading. Because no one's not going to sit here and be like, oh, okay, our answer is negative 1, negative 1.01, negative 1.001, negative 1. No one's going to do all that. No, we ain't got time for that. No. I don't think I would ever be a math teacher. Okay. Right? Oh, that'll be great. Yes. Start liking it so it can go on the FYP. That was annoying. I'm sorry. That was whiny. So if we have two numbers in the parentheses, it's always less than. If you have, it's always going to be less than if you have two numbers. So like even if I say, all right, I can do it with this one. So even if I say, bracket -6 and 1 parenthesis. My two endpoints is going to be what I see. -6 and a 1, and what's smack in the middle will be an X. It's always going to be an X. Okay. So now, I'm always going to deal with less than. But I need to double check to see what's going on. So here, they're saying at the -6, I have a bracket. So that means I'm including the -6. So I have to put a line underneath. But for the 1, there's a parenthesis. So I'm not including 1. So that's why you just have a less than symbol. And this is your answer. You're welcome. So it's always going to be less than or equal to. Gee, Boston, how are you? You're gaining brain cells? I love it. All right. Let's do one more. And then let's see if we can get it. Let's get up to like 40. Can we do this? Can we do a mad tap? Can we just like go crazy? Like ready? Like we're ready to wreck that arthritis? I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Appreciate it. Okay, mad taps. Share your love. Share that you love me, darlings. I know, it's all kinds of cray-cray, but here we are. All right. Yes, all the hearts. Thank you. And we're almost there. I think I can even myself. All right. And we are there. Okay. So let's give this a try. 2 more. We're going to try to fit it in. All right. So if I say, okay, I'm not going to put my 2 cents in this. I want to see what you can do with this one. Okay. No, don't be scared. Just do what we've been doing. Why do numbers like that should... I don't know what that is. I can't say. Should something. I got like my heart icons in the way. Why do numbers like that? Should I be scared? No, you shouldn't be scared. For my eyes only. Close. You just have 1 too many 12s. Oh, there's that thunder that everyone's talking about. Got 1 too many 12s, especially the one in the middle. Okay, all right, home. All right, I see you. Okay, Janice. One slight tweak, though, Janice. One slight tweak. There we go. All right, Coach. All right, Aki. Okay, no problem. All right, just potato chips. I feel like having potato chips. I think that's what it is. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it is the equal to the 12. Yep. Good. Way to identify it. Look at you. That means a lot. All right. So we have our 2 endpoints. 2 endpoints is the 2 and the 12. So we got 2 over here. And we got 12 over here. And what's in between those 2 numbers is our x. So we're always using less than. Okay. So on the 2, it's just going to be our less than. But on the 12, there's a bracket. So there'll be a line under that 12. This is going to be your answer. All right. Okay. All right. So now, one more. And of course, it's going to be the mega one. They're like, oh God. It's okay. It's okay. You're freaking out for like no reason. What would that be? Yes. It's just 1. It's all right. Think about it. Think about the bedrooms and the bathroom. What can't happen? Look. You got it. You got it. Trust yourself. Woosah. Got it. You got it. Let it come to you. Okay. So who cannot be in both rooms at the same time. Okay. Who cannot be in both rooms at the same time? There you go. All right, Pog is saying there's a hole at 4. Ooh, angel numbers, 444. There we go. Your brain is overloaded. Yes, it's stimulating. It's working. I think that's it. Yes. Yes, and Kaya, I did see your answer. I didn't want to tell everybody yet, but I was really excited when I saw it. Okay, so if this is one bedroom, this is another bedroom, and they have a Jack and Jill bathroom, that means there's a bathroom that both of these rooms can share. But here's the thing. This person cannot be in this room at the same time. So that's telling me it's always going to be my x. We're always dealing with the x values. So we're saying that x cannot equal 4. It could be anything in the world, but it cannot equal 4. Okay, so we're taking it from the interval notation, oops, see if I can, to our basic inequality. See, fun again. Yay, boo, yay. Okay, thank you. You guys hear that? Or hear that? Did you guys read that? If you hold down the plus sign, it'll turn into not equals. Nice. Okay. Well, Yaz, you're coming towards the end. Okay. I'm sorry. So I know it's going to be a little tough to kind of grasp. But you're lucky. You're in luck. I'm one of those weird people that actually takes all her lives and she puts it here. I can't say the word because all of a sudden I get kind of crazy. So if you come here, okay, you can see the copies of all my lives from February the 2nd. Okay. Good. The red app. Yes. All right. Okay, so that's plus and minus. All right, I love how you guys are helping each other out. Yeah, so we got to like 45. All right, so I'm going to do my little spiel. What time is it for you? That way I know when. Oh, I'm on Eastern Standard. I'm on East Coast time. So right now it's almost, well, 2:29. It's almost 2:30. Okay, running, yes. All right, awesome. Yep, and it's free, so I'm not bougie yet. But if anything, if you like, so if you guys can keep tapping, let's see if we can get to 50. That will be amazing. Like, seriously, that will be amazeballs. Because all I did all day was interval notation. So go ahead and keep tapping. If you like my book, okay, I actually designed this book because I got sick and tired of all my tutoring kids just bringing packets to me, and I'll ask them, I'm like, okay, so what does your note say? And they look at me with a blank stare. So I was like, okay, you need something that you can find the formulas quickly, because that's what I always ask them for. And then a place for you to put your steps down, so that can be right here. And then a space for you to actually do some of the work. Or if you have a worksheet that you want to cut and paste or glue or double stick tape in there, you can do that as well, to give you some examples. So that's where this Ultimate Math Notebook came from. And then after doing a little research, realizing that there is no notebooks designed for math students. Like the composition books, that's really for elementary, like nothing for our upper level advanced students. So I just basically, when I come on here, I get a subject, I get a topic, and sometimes I cut out like some of the graphs so I know it doesn't take that much space. But it's just basically on this side is my dots, this side is my grid space. So I have all these lovely little notes that I usually take down and color code. And if there's any paper that maybe a teacher wants you to have, you can tape it in on one side and then you can summarize, hey, this looks familiar, and you can summarize what's going on this side, right? This is awesome. So in addition to all that, all the notes, we also have what's called resources. Okay, so the resources, the first thing that I have on both pages is my factor sheet. Okay, so with the factor sheet, we got all the way from 1 to 200. This can help you break down radicals. It can help you factor quadratics. It can help you understand your multiplication table, because when you look on the back of the composition notebooks, a lot of people, especially students nowadays, don't know how to read it. Welcome to my world, right? It's all kinds of cray-cray. So like if I wanted to find out the factors of, 115, I can just go to 115. And let me raise this up for you guys. I can go to 115 and I notice the factors is 1 and 115 and 5 and 23. Okay, so it's not prime. Whereas 113, the only thing I can get out of that is 1 and 113. So that's prime. Then the blue, the 121, that shows that it's a perfect. 11 times 11 gives me that 121. But I also show the factors of 1 and 121. Okay? So that will kind of help you out with breaking down those radicals. Now, if you are a stickler and you don't understand your rules of integers, you have a reminder of that here. Also, what are the most popular words and phrases that are used for most word problems, as well as your linear, your quadratics, and also your order of operation, be in the US or international, properties of exponents, we did that on the live not too long ago, the properties of quadrilaterals, just trying to keep it basic and straight, the properties of transformation, including dilation, and what are the rules that's associated with it, area and perimeter. Then we have volume and surface area, anything dealing with the circle, so sector, arc length, the equation of a circle. Then, speaking of a circle, we also got the unit circle in here. And then also your Pythagorean theorem and your trig identities, and also your SOHCAHTOA and their inverses. All right? So all of that is lifting in here. I love it. Thank you. More than 50K. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you're interested, you can go, if you look at my profile, you can go to one of the links and it will guide you to it if you want to purchase that. Or if you just want my notes, okay, this is book 4. We're almost done with book 4. By the looks of it, we might be done either tonight or tomorrow night. I have what's called Audrey's notes, which is a play on Cornell's notes, right? So all the notes that I have taken on my lives, so this is book 3, if I'm not mistaken, are all here. So what you can do is, if you haven't noticed, there are QR codes that are associated with the lives. So let's say for this side, we have matrices, okay? I got my formulas, I got my QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the live that's associated with this lesson. And it'll take you to what? April 22nd? Yep. So instead of you like searching and searching, like, oh, what am I looking for? You could actually follow along with my notes. So this will be great for remediation. This will be great for advancement. This will be great for homeschool parents that their kids are like starting to get into things and they're not quite sure what's happening, you know, and they can probably also teach themselves to teach their kids. So it's really, I'm trying to be that support person. Okay, so books 1, 2, and 3, I also have that. And if you're interested in it, you can just check out my profile and we can take it from there. Can't come on tomorrow night. Can you grab functions Thursday night? I think I can. All right. Okay, so that'll be tomorrow. That'll be Thursday night. Okay. I'll think of something else. Not a problem. Okay, you need this for real? Hey, it's here. It's here for those resources. And as well as I still, we did an awesome, and I mean an awesome, you guys helped me out with me saving my home. It felt really good to say, here's the money, leave me the F alone, and just let's go, right? Enough with the phone calls, enough with the call and the hanging up, like you're trying to be really trifling. Here's your money, let's go. But I still want to keep things going, more so of helping other people that can't pay, can't, buy the full of anything. We still have some spaces left. I still have some funds left to represent those that need some assistance, especially with the courses. So if you're interested in a course and you're like, man, I wish I can take that course, still talk to me. Because you never know. I mean, you might be able to say, all right, here's a free course, or hell, you might even get my course instead of paying the $147, you might end up paying like $50. You never know until you ask. See? There are good people in this world. But it comes from all the donations that I got. And I will never forget each and every single solitary penny. And my word is bond. When I say I'm here to help people, I'm here to help you. But if you're not here to help yourself, I can't help you, right? That's how it works. So if you need private tutoring, if you need math notebooks, right now, the month of July, this is the best time to get yourself vested with any of these things. Because before we know it, like I said in the beginning, school's going to start right around the corner. I hate it. I know, I'm sorry, but it's true. So might as well see if you can get your notebooks now before the prices go slightly up, okay? Because everything else is going up around here, and I'm just trying to maintain this business because I really do want to keep sharing this, I guess, a gift of just breaking stuff down, and for you guys to understand it so you can be successful and you can go after whatever your dreams is, and not letting math be that barrier, okay? All right, yes, faith in action, let's go. Can I help with calculus? Calculus is not my jam, but I'm going to tell you who is. This is the person that I refer to. Anybody that needs calculus, Calc AB or BC, Robert, the AP math guy. I know, everyone's like, you need to charge him because you're always... I'm like, no, this is what we do. Because if you need help with AP statistics or statistics for nursing, AB or Calc BC, or maybe this new AP pre-calculus course that's coming out, that's going to be Robert. I always refer my calc people to Robert, and he's really good and he's really patient. So you're not able to message me, huh? That's weird. Okay. Well, if anything, what's it say? If it says I have to go into the request, I'll go into the request. I kind of thought we were following each other. All right, I'll take a look at that, Coach. As soon as I get off here, I'll take a look at that. But yes, here are some other people that you need to follow if you're thinking about doing nursing and you need help with your dosage calculations. A Blessed RN. Right now, my other friend, Miss Taylor, she's live right now. She does the T's, the ASVAB, and GED testing as well. If you need a chemistry tutor, Professor TK, she's awesome. Learning with Lynette, if you want to learn a fun, interactive way of how to add, subtract, multiply, divide numbers, make sure you follow Lynette. And if you have little kiddos that you're thinking of homeschooling, elementary age reading and math, you can follow my friend Nancy, who is an online elementary tutor. And I already told you about Robert. And then my friend Bridget, we're trying to get her to go live so she can actually show what she does. She does reading for K through 8 and math through K through 5th. And she's still in the classroom, I think in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. No? Yes, in Michigan. So Read, Math, Grow is the name of her platform. Yes, she is amazing. She's awesome. She's awesome. She's growing. You should definitely see. Okay. It said you reach your limit. Girl, how many people are you messaging? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I'll see if I can click over and take a look, because TikTok is still, we're friends, but we're not coming over each other's house right yet. Okay. All right. So bye. Thank you for coming in. I was the only one? I don't know. All right. So I will be on tonight. What am I doing again? Synthetic division. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of synthetic division. And then we'll figure ourselves out for tomorrow night, because I have a student at 1 o'clock, so I'm not going at 1 tomorrow. And Thursday night, we're going to be graphing functions. So I guess I should be doing evaluating functions Thursday morning. That will be it. Alrighty. Okay. Not a problem. Tonight, it's going to be at 9:30, DJ. 9:30 tonight. Yes. Alrighty. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate. That's the only way you're going to get your questions answered, is to ask. All right? And if I don't have the answer, I can at least research it for you and just give you a general idea of where to go. All right? So you're not by yourself anymore. All right? Yes, Eastern Standard Time. I got to keep reminding myself saying that. Yes. Alrighty. Any other questions before I end this lovely live? Yeah. Oh, good. I'm so glad you're learning. No problem. No problem. Yes, I try to take it step by step. I know that's why I don't mind having, I love the numbers that we have, because then people can ask questions. You're not so intimidated. You're going to grow. Sometimes when it's crazy, 1,000, and you all have all the, it'll be nuts when school starts. I'm just going to let you know, because that's when the kids are like, I need her now. So that's when it's going to be all kind of cray-cray. But while we're here, if you are intrigued, everything's going well, that's awesome. Alrighty. All right, guys. Have a great day. I will see you tonight at 9:30. I'm just going to put a little alert or a note or whatever, just as a small reminder. I want to kind of go on a half an hour earlier. Alrighty. All right. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.